guys, welcome. Welcome to the Nodes of Fate, your soul growth for 2025-2026. These readings are designed to give you a lot of helpful information about the next 18 months with regard to your soul growth. And I'm pre-recording the intro, which is going to be the same on each of the videos, so that you don't need to, once you've watched this once, you don't need to watch it for the other videos. The readings the tarot readings will be for your rising sign, because on everybody's chart, the rising happens in the same exact spot at the beginning of the first house right here. Okay, where your sun can be anywhere, but your rising will always be in the same spot, and that helps me pinpoint where Pisces likely falls in your chart, so that I can make this very personal and very applicable to you personally. Okay, so that's why if you're watching and you say, oh, there's Aries, I'm an Aries. No, it's for Aries rising. Okay, so the first thing I want you to know is I'm grouping these readings by element. So the first videos will be for Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. The second group will be Virgo, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Third grouping will be for the air signs Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, and the fourth grouping will be for Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio. So I'm grouping them by element: fire, earth, air, and water. And there's a very specific spread that I'm using, and I won't do a lot of over clarifying, because I've got clear messages about what each position of each card is looking for. Okay, and so let me give you the rundown, but before I do that, please note that I'm offering a Valentine's special on my private readings. $100 off. $100 off. And my readings aren't that expensive anyway, so the link is below, and click on that. It's first come, first serve, so you're not getting a date that you have to commit to. It's first come, first serve, and that special offer disappears at 11:59 p.m. on February 1st. So I will be mentioning it on February 1st as well, for that first February monthly energy update reading. If by chance I don't get to that until the 2nd, I may extend it one day just to be fair, but I'm hoping I catch up with everything. I have 2 sick relatives with the flu, and they live at opposite ends of my town, one on the east coast, one on the west, so I've been running myself ragged taking care of these 2 people, so my apologies. Yeah, so if you want, I've already got a bunch of bookings. These are not going to be a rapid turnaround, so get yourself a spot, and that's my way of saying thank you so much for all of your support these past few months. There has been a noticeable difference in the algorithm, in my ranking, and how I'm doing with regard to the algorithm. So thank you for that, and this is my way to pay it forward. So thank you. So let's talk about the nodes of fate. The North Node and the South Node are the nodes of the moon. They're vectors. They're energy points, right? We have an orbit of the moon. It goes and then it moves with the sun, and then there's like these points where they cross, and the elliptic, and we call that the North Node. And then there's one down here we call the South Node, and that's how we get eclipses. So that's helpful to know. But they like the one for the North Node sort of shoots off an energy vector to the north, and the South Node shoots off an energy vector to the south. And we look, we have Rahu and Ketu as well for those who follow sidereal and astrology, the head of the dragon, the tail, whatever. So what we're talking about here, though, the North Node to me is our dharma. It's what we're here to do. It's our purpose. It gives us direction. The South Node, our karma, what we brought in from past life. And if you don't buy into that, it's kind of what we're already comfortable with. Think of it as your comfort zone. You're good. You don't need to kind of lean on it as a crutch. You can let it go. The North Node should be a little bit more challenging, a little bit out of the comfort zone. So it should be a stretch. Okay, it should stretch us a bit. The nodes change signs every 18 months, and therefore they have about a 19-year journey. It takes them 19 years to get back to the same sign, so think about that. I'm not talking about the nodes in your natal chart. I'm talking about the nodes as they transit. So this is a transiting North and South node. They move backwards. They're always retrograde. So they just moved from Aries and Libra and shifted into Pisces and Virgo. They're always directly opposite each other. So that occurred on January 11th or 12th that they made this change, and they'll be in these signs until August 17th of 2026. So all of our eclipses are going to be in Pisces and Virgo. Okay, little heads up about that. The first few months of 2025 are very heavy with Pisces energy, because we have Neptune, which is the ruler of Pisces, in Pisces. We have Saturn in Pisces, and we have Venus in Pisces. So it's bringing up a lot of karma, a lot of soul lessons, a lot of experiences that we've been clearing stuff out, where we've been asked to let go of a lot at a significant level, which sounds like that would be more of a South Node thing. But because Pisces has an energy signature of dissolving, right? That's one of the energy signatures of the 12th house. We dissolve into one, and then we're born anew in Aries, the Alpha and the Omega situation. But with all this concentration of energy in Pisces, in the Pisces area of your chart for these first few months, it's pointing the North Node, pointing you to what needs to be dissolved. As a result, and listen carefully, because I'm seeing a lot of it in the comments on my readings, you may need to focus on your grounding, because you don't want to become too detached or too unmoored, right? It can be very disorienting, is what I'm trying to say. So heads up, focus on your grounding, at least these first few months of 2025, so you've got your wits about you, because there's a lot of very dissolved energy happening in the Pisces area of your chart. Pisces also increases dream states, other states of consciousness as well, especially as we tap into the higher realms, and we can do so more quickly, more easily. With the North Node in Pisces, we'll be learning to trust our energy outside of our body, outside of the physical world. So, meditation, anything when we're working more with manifestation. Any of those of you who work with energy, Reiki, channeling, any of you who have more psychic abilities, it'll be faster, it'll be easier. Those of you who are newer to these gifts may learn quicker. You may feel that you're kind of having logarithmic growth in your skills. All of us may experience that, quite honestly. I talk about ascension a lot, and I talk about ascension from a very internal process, usually, about the work we're doing, right? And about manifestation is part and parcel of the work we do. And I still maintain that. I still believe that, right? I always say the two of wands. What do you want, right? In an ideal world, what do you want if you could have anything? And then what do you need to set in motion so that it arrives? It's not a twitch the nose like Bewitched and then it's there. With Pisces North Node, there's an ascension process that is available a whole lot faster. I'm saying it because I've seen it. We'll be pulling all this energy outside of our physical experience into our current timeline and sort of ascending to that higher timeline. And it's going to feel very real, like it's happening in real time. Like that. So we need to be grounded. We need to be grounded. Very helpful that the South Node is in an earth sign. But South Node is about purging and release, right? And letting things go. And so the Virgo South Node is where we're clearing out, where we're purging, where we're letting go of what's no longer useful. In Virgo, that relates directly to our physical bodies. Now, does it start to make sense what's happening here? It's the physical body. Specifically with regard to digestion. Oh my God, I just had this experience late December, and it kind of just started to clear out when the nodes change signs. So I had my digestion issue right before they changed signs. Stomach, liver, intestines, it's how we process our energy physically, how we digest energy. Literally, food is energy. We're purging what's no longer healthy, what's no longer needed, what no longer supports us. This also applies to Virgo areas of service, our jobs, our daily routines, and our tasks. It also applies to pets and domesticated animals. I'll go as far as saying farm animals for those of you who work in those fields. Not animals out in the wild, but those that are relatively domesticated. Those we need to really be alert and aware of them and what they're purging and what they're experiencing and what's happening with them in the physical realm. We may find that some of our work is just no longer needed, that we're meant to move on. We're meant to move forward into different skills and abilities and tasks. But I want you to see it as not like we're being displaced in any way. It's more of an up-leveling. This whole thing, this next 18 months is an up-leveling, if we choose to see it that way and experience it that way, leading us to healthier ways of being and living. But it's a top-down experience because we're leading with Pisces. Okay, that's why I'm saying let's anchor ourselves, let's stay grounded, because it's a top-down. As we process new downloads, new information, new energies that are taking us almost out of our body into a higher timeline, we have to purge the unhealthy habits and take care of our bodies so we can realign instantly. We ain't gonna have no time for couch potatoing, right? And we gotta realign so we can be grounded, so we can be strong and healthy as we receive more energy and then more downloads. And then we see how our bodies pick that up, how our bodies work with that. But it's top down, and it starts with, oh my God, I'm going to say it, intuition. And I've been threatening you all with a class now for months. And now you see why I've been waiting. I didn't wait intentionally. Lots of crap has happened in between. I did my digestive purge before you all because I couldn't wait for this. I had to get it out of the way so I could up level first, and so that I can talk to you intelligently about intuition. It's going to be about how you feel, what you intuit about the energy that's correct for you. So what's correct for you is not going to be correct for me, is not going to be correct for the next person. And then asking the body to support it, to realign, to support all this energy you're digesting, and realizing that you're now ready to improve. You're ready for this higher timeline. Virgo wants improvement. Virgo energy wants improvement, but it doesn't do that on its own because it's South Node. It takes it takes direction from the Pisces intuition of what needs to be released. It's the processing mechanism. Pisces is the dissolving agent, is the intuition tells you what needs to be dissolved, what needs to be up-leveled, and it's all kind of like, I envisioned it as a transfusion process. That's how I envisioned it. Better word that I heard somebody else say is that it's a mind and body reset. A spiritual mind and body reset. Next 18 months, kids. Mind, body reset. I personally feel transfused after what I went through. I could have used one myself, right? That's what I have. That is the introduction to Pisces North Node, Virgo South Node. In the readings to come, and it is time stamped, as I said, so you can get to what you want. It is for your rising sign, so that I will indicate what houses the Pisces will likely fall in your chart, so that you can look at your natal chart if you have access to it. If you don't, you're not going to need it, because I'm going to say, well, it could be in your 8th, your 7th, or your 6th. Remember, it always moves backwards, and I'm going to give you some key words for what those houses are about, so you know where this big up-leveling may be happening for you. Okay? What areas of life you'll need to be paying attention to, for what needs to go, what you might be ascending to, where your intuition will be sharpest, right? Okay. And that's what I have. So onward and upward. I'm really excited about this. Let's jump in. See you inside. Bye. Hey guys, this is the Gemini rising reading for the nodes of fate, your soul growth for 2025-2026. And this is what we're looking at. That moon is the Pisces North Node. Hermit represents the Virgo South Node. For the purposes of this reading, there are anchor cards. But before I jump into the tarot spread, I want to talk to you about the houses that may be implicated for this transit of the nodes as they have shifted into new signs. So for Gemini rising, and remember that's always going to occur at a fixed point, the houses that may be where we find Pisces in your chart will either be, I'm looking at my notes, the 10th house, the 9th house. And for some of you, could be like if you have a late degree Gemini rising, like 28 degrees or 29 degrees of Gemini, could go as far as the 8th house, but that would be rare. So I'm going to go with the 10th house or the 9th house. And let me talk to you about what that looks like. So starting with the 10th house, whoops, hold on. I have my notes here, but they're not, let me get them up on the screen. There we go. All right. All right. So, the 10th house is what one uses to connect to their higher purpose. So the 10th house, these are your keywords: personal authority, career, professional goals, purpose, status, your public role, how others perceive you at work, right? Anything outside of the home, essentially. Legal titles in society, like husband or wife or partner. Well-earned rewards, recognition, external gratification, external manifestation, roles in a community, ego gratification, organizational structures, long-term achievements, and mastery of skills. For the 9th house, what is greater than oneself and a guiding force for living, right? Very spiritual. So the keywords for that are your belief systems, religion, philosophy, long distance travel, legal matters and law, internationalism, publishing, public relations, universities and higher education, adventure, your search for meaning and purpose, justice, mystical searching, that would include mystical studies, tarot, astrology even could fall in that category, higher life perspectives. So those are the themes for the 10th house and the 9th house, which is likely where most of you will find the Pisces portion of your chart. And because this is where the North Node is going to be transiting for the next 18 months, this is where you're going to be feeling some ascension, right, that I discussed in the introduction. This is also where there could be some energies of dissolving away, where you really need to be grounded. So 10th house themes in career and right, your personal authority and your goals and who you are at work and how others deal with you, and all those energies can be shifting and changing, but you can also be ascending into something higher for yourself. So remember that opposite that 10th house is the 4th house of the home, is where the South Node will be. And there will be some cleaning out and some purging in those areas of what happens behind closed doors in that 4th house. And then opposite the 9th house is the 3rd house, which is communication, is local travel, is siblings, is, local education, right? Like not the higher education, like more at the local level, local community, your neighborhood, your neighbors, things like that. So if you have to look opposite for those realms of life where there may be things that no longer serve, that are being purged, being released, that you got to let go of, lest they get in the way of these higher realms, 10th house, 9th house themes that you're sort of up leveling. And remember, I said this is a reset process. So keep that in mind, okay? So beautiful. Now that you've personalized it, and you can look to your natal chart to be, to kind of zero in and find that Pisces for yourself. And now you know how to make it your own. I'm going to pull the cards, and this is a different type of a spread. It's not a storyline. I'm talking to you about, your soul growth. So that the cards have a specific meaning. I don't need to do a lot of clarification. I will be reading off my notes for the meanings of each position. I'll clarify if I have questions about what's coming through for you, okay? Okay, here we go for Gemini rising. This is position number 3. Yes, you're challenged. There could be some tension, some conflict, some drama afoot. That's probably very much for those of you with 10th house Pisces. Your support, 5 of Pentacles. You could be getting some stability back, because essentially it would come through reversed. 5th card here, position, lessons to learn, opportunities for growth, and the integration. Beautiful. That's wonderful. I love to see that 10 of Wands there. So the challenge card, this card reveals the current challenge that makes it difficult for you to align with your North Node. And when I say your North Node, I'm meaning the transiting North Node, not the North Node in your natal chart. This is it right here. This is the moon. And you see where she's kind of sinking to the bottom there of that body of water, almost as if, kind of out of touch with the intuition, sinking from fear, from apprehension. We don't want that. We want you to kind of rise up into your intuition. And so this is the challenge, that 5 of Wands, the conflicts, the tensions, the dramas that will sort of keep you get in the way of your alignment as you're working through this ascension reset process. The support card. This card represents the energies or resources available to you to align fully with your soul's blueprint. Well, the 5 of Pentacles in its upright position happens to talk about where where you feel disconnected, where you feel shunned or rejected or abandoned or, kind of cast aside. So think of 10th house themes in your career, in your your work outside the home, or whatever you do out in the world, where you're not fitting in, or where you're kind of not feeling the ground beneath your feet. You're not feeling a sense of security or stability. So I'm seeing this kind of coming through reversed, where you get more security, you get more stability, you find a sense of self-worth and value that supports your ability to rise above not just the conflicts and the tension and the competition, not just to rise above it, but to kind of beat it at its own game, because your intuition will be on fleek, people. I know the kids don't say that anymore. It's one of my favorite words. Okay, so lessons to learn. We have the Three of Cups. This card provides insights into the areas of personal growth and development that are currently relevant to you. I'm feeling it's your squad. I'm getting a squad reference here. But it could also be about something that can be reconciled, right? This can be a card of reconciliation, of coming back together and having a cause for celebration that brings some joy in, right? Like if there's something that's been tense, if there's something that's been chaotic, or where you've been conflicted, or where there's been argumentativeness, and this can be in your relationship that I've been reading about, this could be in your work environment, in your outside life, whatever it is for you, this could be talking about, now that you're supported in your own sense of self, in your own sense of self-worth and value, and getting kind of some security back, stability back, it may be easier for you to say, you know what, none of that is really important anymore. Let's let bygones be bygones. There could be a lesson to learn in that. And then we have your opportunities for growth. The Six of Pentacles is about generosity and reciprocity and the give and take of it all. This card reveals the opportunities or potentials for growth. That's what this whole reading is about, that are available to you right now. It represents the areas of life in which you can focus your efforts to experience personal transformation. Okay, so I might look at this one more to clarify, but if we're talking about being at odds with someone's or others, this card, then the opportunities for growth is like, how can we sort of have an exchange, right? You scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. That's what I'm picking up here, since this is the challenge. And we get there by first knowing our own worth and value, what we have to bring to the table. So we're not seeing ourselves as less than, or we're not allowing others to say that we don't have something to contribute. Okay, and then the integration of all of this card represents how to achieve harmony between the old patterns and new potentials so that you can fully embody your highest self. Well, if this is your highest self, you've got to offload all the ish that came before, right? And so the Ten of Wands is perfect, because Wands is, there's desire, sure, but there's also action, there's motivation, there's inspiration. And this is like a breaking point. This is like, yep, I'm releasing it. So it's a letting go, which is very much the South Node, but I also told you that Pisces has a letting go because it's got a dissolving quality to it. So the integration is not only that you're dissolving something here, but then you're sort of processing it through the body and releasing it as well. And there comes this relief, almost like you feel worlds lighter as a result in your integration process, because this feels exhausting to me. This feels like struggle and strife. And this feels like struggle and strife. And this feels good. This feels like a beginning to something positive. And this feels really healthy, right? that reciprocity feels really healthy. I got something to give, you got something to give, we exchange it, nice and reciprocal, and then we can offload anything that isn't that. So that's what I see for you, Gemini, okay? Good. I'm going to jump in first, and I want to look at this. So I might jump around. The Six of Pentacles, opportunities for growth. Two of Pentacles, right? See what we have here. What are we dealing with? The Eight of Pentacles and the Three of Wands. Yeah, the Two of, it's assessing, like, what do we got here? Stalling for time maybe a little bit as you sort of assess the situation before taking any kind of steps to make any offers. How can we work together? This is about focusing in on the details. It takes effort, it takes energy, it takes focus, and then anticipating what's to come of that. So I am definitely seeing the opportunities for growth as you manifesting this. Can be a manifestation card, manifesting some kind of effort toward turning something that has been nothing but a clash of the titans kind of into something that becomes more of an exchange. So let me look at that Five of Wands. Seems to be the challenge has really been problematic. Yeah, Ten of Cups, Temperance, Judgment. Whatever this is, it's been getting in the way of your happiness. You've been trying to go with the flow. Maybe waiting for waiting, I'm saying that from Temperance, right? Being chill, sort of being patient, looking for some opportunity for second chances, maybe reconciliation. And yet it's been fraught with clashing, difficulty, trauma even over something. It's impacting your happiness. So let's see here in the lessons to learn, Three of Cups, Five of, yeah, there we have, this could be relational also with your person. So I'm seeing it's a choice. It's a choice to kind of release the past, to sort of focus on something that feels more, it feels more hopeful instead of looking at what you've lost, right? What hasn't worked. We're being more optimistic. It's a choice to sort of say, I'm choosing this, I'm choosing to see it this way of my own free will. Remember, the position is a lesson to learn. And with the Nine of Cups underneath, like, don't let, great be the enemy of good. Like, sometimes we got to say this feels good, and good is good enough for now, right? I'm going to celebrate that. I'm going to allow this feeling of something feeling good to be something worth celebrating. It doesn't have to be the rainbow. Okay, so I am seeing that this next 18 months is a way for you, Gemini, to kind of restructure this situation, whether it's a work situation or a relationship situation, or something that has been causing you a dilemma, and leaving you feeling kind of like you don't fit into this situation, or you keep getting a door slammed in your face somehow, that you get to turn it around and release it and feel the relief of that. That's what I see for you. Okay, so thanks for joining me. All the best to you for the next 18 months on your soul growth journey. Bye. Hey guys, welcome Libra rising to your Nodes of Fate Soul Growth for 2025 and 2026 reading. Before I jump in, don't forget I am still offering $100 off my private readings. It's a Valentine's Day special. And so that ends at 11:59 p.m. tonight, the 1st of February. It's a first come, first serve. So jump on in. The water's warm. And the link is below for that. Also, here we go. Our North Node in Pisces, our South Node in Virgo. We have the Moon and the Hermit here. These will be our anchor cards for this reading. But before I jump into the tarot spread, I want to talk to you about where Pisces falls in your chart and what it means for you. Okay, so being that you're here as a Libra rising, so remember, this is for rising sign. It's not good for Sun, Moon, or Venus. This is not a reading that you want to do cross-watching for. This is not based on a storyline. This is for you and your soul growth for the next 18 months with the transiting nodes of the moon. I'm not talking about your personal north or south node in your natal chart. We're talking about where this node, the nodes are crossing your natal chart. Okay, so for Libra rising, I have all kinds of notes here, people, so bear with me. The north node will likely be found in either your 6th house, possibly your 5th house. Because of where the Libra rising hits in the 1st house. The rising sign is always in the 1st house. So if you go across, it will be in the 6th or 5th house where Pisces will be found. So let me read to you what those houses are about. If you find that yours is in a different house and I didn't cover it because we use a Placidus system and sometimes they're expanded, just put it in the comments and I'll give you information, no problem. So I have to kind of generalize. Okay. So the 6th house, what one is responsible for on a daily basis. So here are your keywords: how to be of service to others and oneself, daily work, healing abilities, regular responsibilities, training programs, apprenticeships, your skills development, physical health and body, diet and nutrition, hygiene, domestic pets, natural skills and abilities. And remember, I talked to you because the 6th house is ruled by Virgo, all the digestive tract stuff, talk to you about service and daily tasks of living and routines and skill sets and all that. So that's what the 6th house is about. The 5th house, what one creates and what gives one pleasure. So this is a house that's normally ruled by Leo. That's ruled by Leo. So it's got self-expression, courage to be yourself out in the world, personal creativity. It's about children in your life, receiving love, pleasure. It's about dating, relating, risk-taking, fun and games, your artistic self, being strong in one's light, performance, right? The arts and performance, and being seen by others. Okay? I got Leo rising. No surprise that I got a little dramatic flair and no fear or even shame of being seen by others. Makes sense now, right? So if you've got Pisces crossing that house, you might have a lot of light. You might have a lot of dissolving away of fears of being seen, of being a little more artistic or creative or even dramatic. About dating. You might get back out in the dating world if you've been kind of hermiting yourself for a while. So keep your mind on those things that I talked about in the intro. And now you can see how you might be ascending and evolving and resetting in those two areas. The 6th house of the daily tasks and service to oneself and others, and the 5th house of pleasure, of dating, of fun, of joy, of getting out there in the world and being seen. I know, it's kind of cool, Libra. I love that for you. All right, so that's what we have there for the houses, and that's to make it more personalized for you. All right, so now when I do the spread, this is also not the same kind of spread. This is not a storyline spread. I'm not looking for anything specific. I have specific card placements. I don't need to clarify all the cards because I'm going to read to you what the placements are. So the card itself tells the story. All right, let's jump in. This is card 3 because we have card 1 and card 2. Here's your challenge. Your challenge is on letting some stuff go. Card number 4 is the support, which is the strike of the match, a new beginning, an adventure, getting excited. Okay. Lessons to learn here. We have justice, opportunities for growth, Eight of Pentacles, and integration, Eight of Wands. Wow. Okay, Libra. I like that you show up here in your own reading, Libra rising, for the for the lessons to learn. But this challenge here, and again, I'm reading to you because I cannot commit all of this to memory. I'm too old. This card reveals the current challenge that makes it difficult for you to align with the North Node. Thus, it provides insights into what you need to overcome or work through in order to grow and create better alignment, right? North Node represented here by the Moon card, which is associated with Pisces. So we're going to be operating on a lot of intuition. Fear can get in the way. Things can be foggy. It will be hard for you to let go of some things that want to dissolve on their own. Okay, the support. This card represents the energies or resources available to you for aligning fully with your soul's blueprint. And to me, this little Page of Wands is coming through as like a permission slip to sort of have some fun, let your hair down, be excited, be passion driven, right? Explore things that are new to you with fun and exuberance. Be a little bit less buttoned up. Yeah, I think this is a good thing to support you. This could also be coming in as a messenger of sorts, somebody that gets you, gets you out of this energy that feels very heavy and burdensome and restrictive, and encourages you. Even it doesn't have to be your own energy. It could be coming from someone else that says, hey, let's go do this or that, and just shows you how to release this burden, okay? To sort of offload some stuff that's ready to go, that you're just kind of holding on to because it's what you're used to. Okay, and then in the lessons to learn card, we have justice. This card provides insights into the areas of personal growth and development that are currently relevant to you. Well, of course it's relevant to you. It's talking about fairness, balance, harmony. So it's going to be shining a light on what's been out of balance for you. Right? Why you're holding on to things that are now tipping the scales out of balance, out of whack. Where is there not a level playing field in your life, Libra rising? This is what it's where you're going to get the insight. What's the truth? Okay, what's the truth of that? What are you contributing to it? Okay, so I do feel like it's relevant because it's your sign. It's your card. Is there something that's been so unfair that you've been tolerating, that you've been holding on to, and now it's just too much, and you don't know any other way of being? Okay, so the opportunity for growth then is to take it one pentacle at a time. This is going to be the 18 months that you have to focus on it. You have to give it your time and attention. You cannot back burner it. It's going to require your effort, your attention, your focus, one pentacle at a time. Very structured, which a lot of Librans like. I have a lot of Libra in my chart, not rising, but I have a lot of Libra in my chart. And I know it's the Libra part that keeps me more in check, right? Because it's very pragmatic and practical. Virgo is too, but I only have my sun in Virgo. Everything else is pretty much Libra and Leo. So this feels like lessons to learn, and the opportunity for growth is keep yourself structured and on task, which will be easier this next 18 months. The task part, because that's a little bit of Virgo too, okay? So you can get things back in balance and make it easier for you to offload everything that's been weighing you down heretofore. Another one of my favorite words. And then the integration card for you, dears, is this card represents how to achieve harmony between old patterns and new potentials so that you can fully embody your higher self. Speak it into your reality. It's about communication. It's about not, like, I'm feeling this as something's been very stifled You've been carrying a lot of heavy weight around this, whatever this is that's weighing you down, and you probably know what it is. And it could be a whole bunch of things that have kind of built up and compressed, and it's now like the Indiana Jones boulder bearing down on you at all times, and you can't outrun it. Now you're going to have to talk about it, process it verbally, okay? So you can integrate everything that's happening along the way. All right. So I'm definitely going to look at this Ten of Wands. Oh, yeah, Page of Cups, Hierophant, and the Fool. All right, maybe there's an apology you didn't receive. I'm feeling like with the Hierophant there and the Page of Cups and underneath, it's been hard for you to kind of let it all go and turn the page. Maybe somebody that reneged on a commitment. Yeah. Didn't live up to their commitment to you, broke it, backed out on it, pulled the rug out from under you, whatever. You haven't maybe gotten the closure. Maybe you didn't get the message of apology that you needed to let it all go, and you've been holding on to it. For some of you, that will be the case. Okay, I know we're talking about 6th house and 5th house, but that doesn't mean this can't be about relationships, right? It certainly can. But this is like now that time where you have to take care of you. The 6th house is you. It's you know, it's your body. It's your physical health and body. It's your you getting yourself into a regular new pattern, taking that chance that maybe there's something better on the other side instead of carrying this dead weight around with you. Okay, I want to look at the lessons to learn. Justice. The Moon. There's that Pisces energy. Yeah, afraid to move on. Possibly afraid to move on. I think you have to trust your intuition. This is that moment where the lesson to learn is about you get the balance back and the peace of mind through trusting your intuition, and maybe even leaning on friends. I'm seeing the 3 of Cups as a circle, right? A circle of friends. I'm seeing it as you're not doing it alone. You're not in this alone. You don't have to kind of brave it all by yourself. This is like trust your intuition, move on, move forward, stay in your head for the decision-making portion. You don't have to worry so much about dropping into negative emotions. I'm not saying don't use your heart. I'm saying don't drop into negative emotional spaces. Use your friends as an anchoring. That's what I'm seeing this Page of Wands even more about now, is the fun, the excitement, the passion. And I don't mean passion, intimate passion. I mean like, let's get excited and do some fun things. And then because your opportunity for growth is to take it one pentacle at a time, eventually you sort of use your intuition to gauge how much you can process at one time as things are also purging out and leaving, right? Because this is a lot, is what I'm trying to say. You're not going to let it all go at one time. If you could have, you already would have. So this is a process. And I do want to spend one more second looking at this 8 of Wands for the integration. And I love that it says how to achieve harmony, and the Justice card is a harmony card between old patterns and new potential so you can fully embody your highest self. There we go. Yeah, baby. So you can speak and talk and communicate your new path forward, leave behind. You might even get closure. You might have a closing out ceremony. You could have a ritual. You could have a conversation with this person, right? You can have it with yourself. I'm seeing that Knight of Swords as also communication, the truth, speaking your truth to power, speaking your truth to set yourself free, close out a cycle so a new cycle can begin. But first you sort of have to communicate where you're headed. Okay, so that's the integration. And the Eight of Wands, by the way, is also a travel card. So, right, so the where you're headed, that can be part and parcel of it. Like, where am I headed in this big, vast universe? Where am I going? Where do I want to be? And energetically speaking, and the truth of that, the excitement of that, the sense of urgency to be sure you're clear about what this means to you, to close out that cycle and to integrate everything, and to say, and now the path is clear, the path forward is clear. But it's like you have to speak it into reality. That's what I see for you, Libra. All the best to you on your soul growth journey for the next 18 months. Bye for now. Hey guys, welcome Aquarius rising to your Nodes of Fate soul growth for 2025-2026 tarot reading. Here we go. This is the moon, and we have the Hermit there representing Pisces and Virgo. So they're going to be our anchor cards in the reading. I do want to mention before I jump in, don't forget, I've got $100 off my private readings. I don't ever give $100 off. Usually I give somewhere between $50 and $75, but this is $100 off. So the link is below the video. Please check it out because it expires at 11:59 p.m. on the 1st, February 1st. So do check that out so you can grab your spot. It's first come, first serve. Lots of people are jumping in. I wouldn't want you to miss your opportunity. So what this is about is I'm going to talk to you first about where Pisces lands in your chart, in natal chart, so this makes it personal to you. With Aquarius rising, which always occurs at the first house, you likely have Pisces landing in your second house, maybe even your first house if you have late degrees of Aquarius rising, meaning if you have Aquarius rising, 27, 28, 29 degrees, if that's your rising, you could have Pisces even in the first house. But most of you will have it in the second house. So let me talk to you about what that means, since I just gave you the description of this whole process of the North Node and the South Node. For the North Node, the second house is what one claims for themselves. So it's personal value system, relationship with money, sense of ownership, building life on your terms. I'm looking at my notes. Personal finances, so it's the money that you make, possessions and property, self-worth and value, personal resources. It's about back to basics, money in the bank, collecting and keeping stuff, if you have collections. Security and safety for your survival needs, and what you buy because you value it. All right, so it's your creature comforts. It's a money house. The second house is a money house. So now get your antenna up, because you know that I said Pisces has a signature of dissolving. So you're going to want to be grounded. Remember, I talked to you about being grounded, because if you get all detached and you're not paying attention, this is a dangerous area to not be paying attention if we're talking about themes of things dissolving and getting unmoored. And you could catch yourself in some trouble with Pisces North Node moving through the second house. So heads up. If you have Pisces in the first house, this is what one identifies with to reach their full potential. So that's the individual, personal identity, your physical appearance, your body image, your daily energy, your personal style. It's about new beginnings, independence, motivations, personal needs, self-interests, trust in your gut, and subjective perspectives, right? This is how you feel about stuff. So really powerful place if you happen to have Pisces in part of your first house. So those are the themes that this North Node moving through for the next 18 months could possibly be impacting in your life. And obviously the South Node is opposite. So if you have Pisces in the second house, then the South Node in Virgo is in the 8th house. The South Node will be transiting the 8th house, which is another money house, but it's other people's money. It's shared money. It's, loans and credit cards and that kind of stuff. It's inheritances, even, things like that. So because you've got the money pieces going there, Aquarius rising, keep your eyes open on your money, honey. All right. Now, there's nothing to say you won't have expansions in those areas, that you won't be making buku bucks. There's nothing to say that. I'm just saying, because we have potentials for dissolving, all right, and purging of things, I want you specifically to be on guard. All right. Okay. All right, so this is your spread, and this is not your normal spread. It's not a storyline spread. This is, each card has a specific position. I will read it to you because I cannot memorize it. And then I don't need to do much clarification because I'm going to walk you through it. This is for Aquarius rising only. Not one of those readings that's good for, cross-watching. This is for you. This card 3, right? The challenge. We have the Tower. This is your support card. Okay, so we might have something relational or partnership oriented here. Lesson to learn. Opportunities for growth, especially with past life soulmates, maybe. Integration. Fresh start, something that you're learning here. Really, that's really good energy, actually. I like it. Okay, so your challenge card with the Tower. This card reveals the current challenges that makes it difficult for you to align with the North Node as it's passing through your second house, maybe even your first. Okay, so this card reveals the current challenges make it difficult for you to align with the North Node. Thus, it provides insights into what you need to overcome or work through in order to grow and create better alignment, right? This is designed to get your attention. Things may be unstable, okay? Especially in those, be aware for those second house themes. If it's the first house, right, you may have some identity challenges. You may be saying, like, who am I? What am I doing here, right? You may bump up against those themes. What is this about? You may have like an identity crisis in the next 18 months. But if it's second house, right, self-worth and value kind of crises, keep that in mind too. All right, so the support this card represents, the energies or resources available to you for aligning fully with your soul's blueprint. Okay, so this is about a soulmate or a soul bond or a partnership that comes in to offer you support during this rocky time or this time of uncertainty or destabilization, because this is the challenge and this is the support. Very interesting. Lesson to learn. This card provides insights into the areas of personal growth and development that are currently relevant to you. This is about confidence, knowing that you've got what you need to sort of come at things with more confidence, more self-esteem, more sense of self-worth and value. Second house themes. Got it? This is a Virgo card. All right? So if you have the second house, Pisces there in the second house, guess where Virgo is? 8th house. And the 8th house is psyche and psychology as well. So you got to get your head right that no, I'm worth way more than I'm giving myself credit for, or that I'm allowing others to treat me, right? So it is about self-worth and value and your independence and autonomy. Being that self-made person. I love that for you. This is and that's lessons to learn. Opportunities for growth here. Interesting with a past life soulmate energy. This card reveals the opportunities or potentials for growth that are available to you right now. It represents the areas of life in which you can focus your efforts to experience personal transformation. So I like the 6 of Cups because it's warm. It's very warm. It's very anchoring. We know that we need anchoring and grounding, even though it's cups, which means it's water energy, which is emotional. This is basically going into the past, going for that support. It talks about past life soulmates, sure, but also going back into those friendships, those connections from your youth or childhood, family members, friends, people from the neighborhood, right? Old contacts, people you haven't talked to in a long time. The opportunities for growth is to go back into your youth, go back into those places where you remember who you are, okay? To get comfort, warmth, nostalgia, to kind of rebuild yourself up if you're going through anything that feels destabilizing. All right. And then the integration, this card represents how to achieve harmony between old patterns and new potentials so that you can fully embody your highest self. And this is, baby, take it one step at a time, one baby step at a time. You are learning something new these next 18 months. So you're integrating new downloads, new information coming in, and then you're finding ways to actualize it. You're finding ways to make it real and tangible for yourself. So it's the reset card for you. Okay? All right. So let me go in and pull for the Tower. Obviously, I'm sure you're all like bugging out. Let's see the Tower. The Challenge card. There's the Fool. Well, that's Aquarian energy. The Four of Wands and the Queen of Wands. Okay, so this is a look before you leap, especially with regard to anything with life partnership. Look for karmic attachments that seem too good to be true. Okay? That's what I think I'm seeing as a challenge. There may be something in a partnership or a relationship, and it might not be this one. It might be that there might be a karmic energy that sort of has an interference quality to it. Could be a person, doesn't have to be, but I'm feeling a karmic energy from the Queen of Wands, because remember, the cards from the bottom of the deck are what you can't see. So it's that energy outside of it all that could be part of this North Node, South Node thing, something that needs to be purged. And if you don't see it and you're not looking and you're just kind of leaping beyond it, it could all come crashing down. So that's the challenge, right? Is a look before you leap, because there could be some kind of karmic string there, something that feels, it'll be different for all of you, that just feels like you got to be really aware of everything. Let's see the Two of Cups in the support. Ace of Pentacles, Death card, Five of Swords. Okay, so now notice I said a karmic energy. Yeah, I do feel it. I feel there's something that might not have your best intentions. Yeah, might not have your best intentions at heart. So I am feeling that in the support, what's available to you to align fully with your soul's blueprint is there's something that has to be left behind. There's something here that just feels like it could be your own sense of defeat. It could be some old karmic ties and energies that you haven't fully cut off yet, that you kind of have to do some kind of formal process of release and letting it go. You do, or someone else does, so you can have a proper new beginning. Okay, this is the support, but there's something here that isn't fully released, right? And it just feels to me like it's something that you've been defeated through or by, and it's going to be in the way of a new beginning and a new life partnership even. And so that's why you've got the Tower as the challenge, because it can kind of come up and bite you if you're just trying to move on to something and not take care tying up loose ends. Okay, that's what I'm seeing here. And so the opportunities for growth, I want to look at that. Six of Cups, Page of Swords, the Lovers, Queen of Swords. I love that here. Since this is an area of life in which you can focus your efforts to experience personal transformation, do your due diligence. Go to the people that you trust. Go to the friends of yours that you trust, right? To make sure you're bouncing something off. Put your Queen of Swords bonnet on. Make sure you're, being a straight, she's a straight shooter, right? Truth seeker, truth teller, especially because there are choices to be made, whether this is in your relationship or about the next leg of this relationship. A choice has to be made. The Lover's card is always a card of choice. And now that we have the Lovers and the Two of Cups, I am feeling this is very relational. So you're going to want to check in with trusted friends, family, people that you've known for a long time, before you make any rash decisions. That's what I think this is about. Okay, so let me see where we are. That's good. And then you're kind of integrating what you've learned and making it tangible for you, and you're kind of on the path now. It feels fresh, it feels new, it feels like a reset. Yep. That's what I have for you, Aquarius rising. All the best as you move forward on this journey. It looks pretty fantastic. Just don't try to cut corners. Yeah. Bye for now.